Did you know that postpartum depression can last up to 4 years? Yeah, it's not equivalent to the baby blues. It's not just a little phase that moms go through after they have a baby. It's a lot more serious and it needs to be taken seriously. So thank you for joining me. I'm Laura Nicola. I'm your faithful therapist. I hope I have moms and potential moms and, also spouses and other people that are supporting moms here watching this, learning more about postpartum depression. So let's dive in. Postpartum depression is a mental health condition that, like I said, can last up to 4 years after giving birth. The postpartum phase that doctors refer to is only 2 weeks long, which doesn't sound accurate at all, right? If you're a mom or you know a mom, you know it lasts a lot longer than that. So we're going to be talking about what postpartum depression is, what it looks like, and who needs to know about it in order to keep you and your family safe and as healthy as possible. So let's talk about postpartum depression symptom-wise. So it's basically major depressive disorder with a couple extra additions that pertain specifically to motherhood. So symptoms of depression, include depressed mood, clearly, crying, sadness, mood swings, withdrawing from family, isolating, loneliness, feeling fatigue or loss of energy, intense irritability or anger, thoughts of suicide, thoughts of hurting somebody else, hopelessness, worthlessness, all sorts of awful, awful feelings. And then in addition to kind of those symptoms, when we talk about postpartum depression for women, there's a couple more additions. One would be, fear that you're not a good mother. Another might be that you have thoughts of hurting your baby. Another might be a lack of connection or attachment to your child. These are all common symptoms when it comes to postpartum depression. So when these are coming up, they can be really scary and they can cause alarm, obviously, and rightly so, right? But to reduce the stigma that moms go through when experiencing postpartum depression, we have to learn to speak up and we have to learn how to ask the right questions of moms. So I'm going to go through who I, in my personal bias, think that you should tell if you're going through any of these symptoms, and if you're being a support person to a mom, something to look out for. So let's talk about who needs to know. First and foremost, your doctor. This is not surprising, right? Physicians are so much better about screening for this than I think they were in the past. So your OB should be screening for this, your pediatrician should be screening for this. But if you experience these symptoms, don't wait for your next doctor's appointment to check in with your doctor and talk through this. They should know. Because oftentimes, after giving birth, our hormones are all over the place. That's normal, that's natural. But if we have a predisposition to mental health issues, like if I was depressed before giving birth, I want to make sure that I'm checking in on that with my doctor because my hormone levels might affect how I'm actually coping. And it's helpful because doctors see it, they hear it, and they know how to help. They can refer you to a therapist, for example, or they can help you on a medication side of things, which might be helpful for evening out those hormone levels as well. So who else needs to know? Your spouse. I think that this one can feel sometimes scary because it's hard being vulnerable enough, even with your spouse, to tell them that you're having thoughts of potentially harming yourself or harming your baby, or just not feeling a connection to this thing that you carried for 9 months and is now here and alive and in your arms. It's really hard asking for that kind of help and being vulnerable, but your spouse needs to know. Your spouse can help combat the negative thoughts that you have when they come up, and they can hopefully pitch in a little bit more. We put so much pressure on moms, and there's rightly so many responsibilities that moms go through when taking care of their babies. But we were created to parent with two parents. And so we need to utilize the help of our spouse. For one, combating those thoughts that we might have that are negative, or just trying to get a little bit more rest to reserve our energy and feel like we can tackle the next day. Who else? Your therapist. If you don't have one, get one. I'm totally biased in this. I'm a therapist myself. I see lots of women that come through for postpartum depression, and I feel so thankful when they come through my door, because I can immediately tell them that they're not alone in these feelings. I can immediately offer relief in terms of coping skills and ways to think about it. So if you don't have a therapist, find one immediately. And the nice part is that in my experience, getting through postpartum depression, once you have the right support system around you and you're in therapy, you actually can recover pretty quickly. That's, again, my experience with working with postpartum depression. It doesn't obviously work that way for everybody, but there's hope in finding help as fast as possible. Who else? Last but not least, your trusted family and friends. Notice that I say trusted. I don't think it's prudent to tell anybody and everybody what you're going through, because that person or persons might not be able to help. And that's not their fault, and it's not our fault that they can't help us. But there's prudence in helping or finding help in the people that are most trusted. So if we're reaching out to family and friends that are close to us that maybe know of our previous struggles, or they know that we've had a rough pregnancy, or they knew that we had a traumatic birthing experience, whatever the case may be, it will be helpful to have them in our back pocket so we can call on them if needed. And family and friends obviously are a little bit more available than making a doctor's appointment or having a scheduled therapy appointment. So that's helpful, being able to kind of have those people, on speed dial, so to speak, in order to get that help that you need as well. And I think that in this category also we should include other moms. Moms are amazing. They're Wonder Women, right? And we go through a lot, and so we need a community of moms to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, and just to listen to other moms and hear that what we're going through is probably something that they've experienced as well. Feeling validated in what we feel, even if it is escalated to being symptomatic of postpartum depression, is nice knowing that other women go through it. When they say it takes a village to raise a kid, I think that's like an understatement almost, because we need all of these people in our corner. And it includes all of the people that I've listed here. So I personally, I have a little bias, I guess we could say, against fighting stigma in general, but especially when it comes to moms and their mental health, I'm extremely passionate. So I just hope that this sheds some light on what we're looking at, what postpartum depression actually is, and kind of giving advice for, who to seek out help from. And if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, I will say it once and I'll say it 100 times, please reach out. Go find help. Go find a therapist. Go find a friend. Go talk to your spouse. I don't care who it is, but go talk to somebody. And trust me, it will feel better. Because I think about it in terms of the faith. And when something's like in darkness, it feels like a secret, and it feels like something to be ashamed of. But when we bring it into the light and we shed light on it because God exists in the light, then it takes away that fear. It takes away that unrecognized person, that's hiding in that darkness. So please shed light on the issue. Please get help. And yeah, that's enough for now. I'll get off my little soapbox about it. I'm super passionate about it, so I get really hyped up about it. Brief video, I know it is. Please leave comments. Please let me know what you think. Please reach out. I've sent a little poll onto my Instagram asking for other ideas for content for videos. So if you have any, please comment below. Please subscribe below. I really appreciate that. And also please follow me on my other platforms. I'm on Instagram. I started doing reels on Instagram, which, you guys, is very addicting and very embarrassing to post, but they're kind of fun. So I started doing that. Check that out. I'm also on Facebook, so be sure to go there, follow my page, refer to friends. And again, stay tuned for more videos here. I'm going to post on Saturdays. So thank you for being with me, and have a blessed Saturday. Okay, bye.